Alrighty boys, this video is going to be a quick tier list for new and returning players or just people who would like to know more on who to build, right? So do not skip to the end of this video, okay? I'm gonna make this as short as possible. This is not gonna be one of those 20-minute long tier lists, okay? Because if you skip to the end, you're just gonna leave weird comments because you haven't heard why I put a certain character in a certain place, right? So don't be that guy, okay? Okay, thank you. Now, we're gonna get into it, okay? So, basically, right? Basically, the way I'm gonna do it, as you can see in my tier list, is I'm also going to, real quick, just cover some SRs that are worth building, okay? We're just gonna quickly cover some SRs that are worth building. Now, I will order characters from left to right on how good I think they are within a certain tier, okay? First character, we have Rangiku, okay? Rangiku is going to be the #1 SSR that you want to build. She is amazing for Gin because of her Heineken mark, which means she's amazing for the yellow team, which means she will now also work together with Nelliel, right? So really, really good support. And if you're gonna build an SSR, it should be her. Also, we got her literally 6 out of 6 for free, right? So there's no reason not to build her. Okay. The next SR I want to speak about would be Momo, right? Momo is the second best SSR to to build because she works really well with Aizen. Okay, she's basically the support for Aizen. That is why, if you didn't know already. Next up, I want to talk about Yachiru. Yachiru is also good to build. Now, keep in mind, of course, all these SR supports are usually replaced by Kisuke, right? That's just how it is. But if you want to build them for a specific reason, if you want to build SRs, then these are the ones that you should be building, right? So Yachiru is really good for Kenny, of course. She will up the damage with her Spectate ability, right? So she's really good for Kenny. So if you have the resources and you love Kenpachi, then you can build Yachiru. Now this one, you don't have to build her, but Rukia, right? Rukia is for, if you really like freeze, essentially. You know, if you want to run her alongside Toshiro and have that double freeze. Because I remember when Toshiro came out, double freeze was so fun. Was such a good thing. Of course, she is like, less valuable to build than the other three, but it's just a fun thing if you like to just keep your enemies frozen all the time, right? So then you can go with Rukia. Now, let's see. Let's just go with like random SRs or something, right? Because we like going down the list is a bit boring, I think. So, Yorowichi, okay? Yorowichi. I think Yorowichi is A tier, okay? Now, no, not top of A, okay? Probably not, but chill, right? A tier, she's right now the only orange DPS that we have, which means her value is going to decrease. Well, once we have Grimjaw, okay? Her value is going to decrease. But for now, I would say she's A tier, okay? Next. Let's go with Kenpachi. Kenpachi is obviously S tier, right? Very, very strong full assault unit. The highest damage, second highest damage dealing character in the game right now. So definitely an S tier character, right? Let's do Kaname. I personally would put Kaname at A tier. Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I would say Kaname is still so good because of like the bleed he procs and stuff, right? He's just a really cool character. So I would put him at the bottom of A tier, okay? Because right now he has definitely lost value with Nelliel, who just came out because she's the new, tactic trust character that you want to run, okay? So I will say that much. Let's see. Ichigo. I'm going to say that I would put Ichigo at the top of A tier. Now, of course, in the comments, you can talk about all these, right? You can talk about what you disagree with or agree with me. I would even love the feedback, right? But I would say Ichigo is top of A tier. Reason for that being is he's just not as powerful as Kenpachi, which is why Kenpachi's S. But he is still very good, especially in single target scenarios, like single target Okay, computer. Like single target, boss fights, right? Because of his clones. So I would say he's still very good because of that reason. Now, Ikaku. Ikaku is B tier, right? Unfortunately. Ikaku always has not been the greatest, and he got, heavily replaced when Gin came out, of course. So, yeah, just B tier. He was fun while he lasted, I think, but underwhelming, right? Underwhelming. Let's do Toshiro next. Okay, Toshiro. I would say it is pretty tough, to be honest. Yeah, maybe Toshiro at the top of A tier and Ichigo right below. Because the fact about Toshiro is he's not on par with the current S rank characters. He really isn't. But he's not a bad unit at all, right? If you have his weapon stamp. He's not a bad unit at all. So I would say top of A tier. But he's just not on par anymore with the S tier characters, right? He really isn't. Let's do my boy Gin, right? Gin. Now, listen, you can swap these two. You can swap these two, right? If you want, you can swap these two. Me personally, I'm putting Gin a little bit above Kenpachi. A little bit above Kenpachi because he's just better in my opinion. He's more smooth to play. He does, in my opinion, still a little more damage, especially with Nell being out now and helping his ailment damage, right? So I would put Gin above Kenpachi, but that is me personally, okay? You can swap these two, I won't be mad about it, alright? Let's see. Let's do Aizen, why not? Aizen is a tough one, okay? Aizen is a tough one. He's obviously A tier, S tier, sorry. He's obviously S tier. But the question is whether he's still the number 1 unit or the number 2 unit in the game now. That is the real question. And I think, I'll go into that in just a second on my personal opinion. But obviously, definitely S tier character. Aizen boosts literally every single team, every single character in the game, right? And on top of that, he does a lot of damage, equaling almost that of the top full assault units, the top DPS units, right? It's absolutely crazy. Then we have Byakuya, right? Byakuya, B tier. Now I would say he is better than Ikaku, mainly because of the value he has, right? Because we don't have a red tactical unit yet. But no one is ever going to use him again once we get a red tactical unit, okay? Right now, that's the only reason why he's even like the top of B tier is because he has that value of being tactical. That's literally the only reason. Okay, I'm sorry if you like him, it's fine. You can like him, of course, but yeah. He's not a very good character. If you're a new or returning player, I would, say if you invest in him, do it just because he's a red tactical. But at the same time, in most content, you can just run Aizen for your red team. So yeah, it's kind of a meh, right? Now, Sajin is tough to place. Sajin is really tough to place. His value definitely makes him A tier. And I would say even above Yoruichi. Because he's a tactic orange character, right? And we're not going to have a tactic orange character for God knows how long. Because the next one will be Grimjaw, which means that the orange team is finally going to get stronger. And, Grimjaw is going to need Sajin. Now, Grimjaw should have ailments, so he is going to work better with Nelliel. But in, orange content, he's going to need Sajin. And Sajin has that shield that he creates. He's very tanky. He has a good battlefield skill. But he's a pretty mediocre unit. The only reason why he's up this high is because he's tactic, right? Because of his value, once again. So there is that. Keep that in mind. Now, next we'll do my boy Kisuke. Obviously, Kisuke is S tier. I'm gonna put him at the bottom of S tier because there are some other, support options you could run in teams. But obviously, everybody uses Kisuke in leaderboards as the support of their team. So his value is crazy, right? Based on value alone, I would put him higher up on this tier, okay? His value is crazy, but he's not, even for Wales, he's not a unit you can just 6 out of 6, okay? He's not a unit you can just 6 out of 6. Which brings me to an important point actually about this tier list. You should look at this as a B0 tier list, okay? Because it's mainly I'm making this for new and returning players, and also other free-to-play players just like me. Okay, I'm not a whale. I have most of these guys at B0, and like 2 of them at B1. So this is like a B0 tier list. Keep that in mind. If this was B6, I'm sure Kenpachi would be higher up. So do keep that in mind if you are a whale, okay? So yeah, insane value on Kisuke, right? You want him on your account, it's that simple, okay? You want him on your account and you want him duped out as much as you can. And then we have the new character Nelliel. Now, I just made this tier list, so I am going to, you know, do it this way, place Nelliel last, and then like, whenever a new character comes out, I can update my tier list every 3 weeks, and just place the new character in, and maybe change some characters around. Now, Nelliel, I'm gonna put at number 2 in the game currently, okay? Number 2 in the game currently. The reason is, I think it's still too early to tell whether she does more damage than Aizen or not. Because I've seen very, very similar damage from them. And they also play in a similar way, like they're really cool. They have really a lot of battlefield skills. But obviously, if we look at value, Aizen is still the number 1 character in the game. Because Nelliel, she really, really boosts the element damage of these two, which is amazing for them, right? Which makes her super good, super valuable on top of the damage she does, even as a tactic character. But Aizen boosts literally everyone, right? Literally everyone. So his value is still higher than Nell's. I might change this in 3 weeks in the next tier list, we'll see. But for now, I think this is it, right? For now, I think this is it. So I do hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I do hope that this helps newer or less experienced players out. And yeah, anything you disagree with or that you really agree with, leave it down in the comments below. It's also feedback for myself. And I'll see you guys in the next video, right? I have a stream tomorrow. If you're seeing this on Sunday, I have a stream on Monday that I'll be doing for Weekly Reset. So maybe I'll see some of you guys over there. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this one. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.